Well, I missed the big stock market crash early in the week. My oldest daughter had her third child, our fifth grandchild, right after the Super Bowl was over. So welcoming to the world Samuel David. And we love grandbabies around our place. If we'd have known how great grandbabies were going to be, we'd have been nicer to their parents. I love them. So Papa Dave is celebrating. We love having them around and exciting. So I took the day off yesterday to hang out with the baby and the mommy and the daddy and all that stuff. And the other babies, taking care of them and all that. So that's fun times, good times. Oh, and in the middle of that, apparently we've all lost all of our fortunes. You're going to retire broke now. Did you know that? Apparently, wild trading session, front page of every single news outlet. Kind of like I told you a couple months ago, wasn't it? It was just a few weeks ago, actually. I said, stock market's setting all kinds of records up and nobody says anything about it. But as soon as it takes a dive, everybody's got it on the front page. You remember me? You remember me telling you that? Of course, it stabilized again today, so we don't know what we're doing there. If you didn't know, January was the biggest uptick in 1 month in the stock market since March of 16. So basically in the last 2 years, January was the biggest up month. And whatever it made in January lost all of it in one day, right? And oh well. You were up 20% last year in your mutual funds, if you were in decent mutual funds. And, anything anywhere near the S&P 500 would put you up 20% in the year 17. So in January, it went up a record month, and here in the first week of February, it drops all of what it gained in January. And it's on the front page of everything, and you've lost everything now. You're going to retire broke, and there's going to be bread lines, and he says sarcastically and rolls his eyes again, reminding you that no one gets hurt on a roller coaster except those that jump off mid-ride. Don't do that. Enjoy the ride all the way around. And what you've got to do is continually invest throughout your lifetime. Just be a continuous investor. Once I started investing in the stock market, I've never stopped. I have not pulled all my money out. And I have not tried to get all my money in when it was down. Now, I've been tempted a couple of times. 2 times I remember I was tempted to find some money, scratch together the nickels out of the corner of the couch, and try to get some extra money into the market because I thought it was unusually down. And that would have been, of course, the last one was the 2008 crash when it bottomed out at 6,500. I thought it had bottomed out before it did. I would have bought a little bit above that, rode it on down, and come on back out. But think if you had bought at 6,400 and it's at 24,000 now, is that like tripling your money? Yeah, it is. 25,000 down, right? 24,000 down. 6 times 3 is 24 for those of you. Help you with that. So 6,000 down that becomes a 24,000 down is 3 times your money. That's how that works. So I wish I had bought there extra. I bought there, but I didn't buy extra there. So if I put in $1 million, I'd have $3 million in that one account right now. That would have been nice. The other one, and I was right on this one too, and I just didn't do it because I just resist this idea that I'm trying to look for the bottom of the market. I don't. I just steadily invest. I'm ridiculously nerdy about steady investing. Was Y2K. Any of you remember Y2K 18 years ago? You remember the world was going to come to an end because the computers weren't going to flip and the grid was going to crash, the electrical grid was going to crash, food shortages, and you need bullets and guns and water, and you remember all that with Y2K. If you're, I guess if you're 30 years old, you were 12 when that happened, right? So you have some vague memory of your parents doing it. So you got to be 40 years old to have been a working adult, really, when Y2K happened. So that one's kind of getting old. But I remember Y2K. Because the market went down from June approximately, a steady decrease. It wasn't a dive, but a steady decrease from June through December. And I should have bought in June. because it was anticipating this great financial turmoil due to Y2K, due to the computer problems. And the weird thing was, I thought the market, where I was wrong, I thought the market would drop in January. Like first week of January, it would dive. And you could buy then. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to just time it out and buy when it dove right after Y2K. The weird thing was the market had anticipated all of the problems or corrections or whatever, and a lot of people, of course, had fixed their computers. And so Y2K was a colossal yawn. And the market never dove in January. As soon as the bell rang, 12/31 is over, 1/1 is here, the stock market opens back up. That January, if you go back and look, January of the year 2000, what did it do? Shot straight up. Because it had already corrected for all of the costs associated with converting the computers for Y2K that caused company profits to go down, but it had also corrected for the emotions, and it did nothing but celebrate. It shot straight up after that. That's the two times I've been tempted to buy at the bottom. Both times would have been correct, except I would have missed because I would have waited until January on Y2K. But if I had bought in June of 99, that would really up to about October of 99, that would have been your good low point to get in, and you would have made some serious money. I have to go back and look, see what the Dow was then. It's probably 3,000 something or less. Can you imagine? Yeah, I mean, we used to think if the Dow ever broke 10,000, that the world would crack open. And then we thought if it broke 20,000, the world would crack open. And guys, we drove past 20,000 so fast, none of you saw it. And then it corrects for 1 week, and everybody goes bananas. So, all of that to say, you're going to be okay. Keep investing. The people that make money in their mutual funds are not the ones that time the market. There's all kinds of data points and all kinds of studies, all kinds of research that says don't time the market. Don't try to buy it when it's low, sell it when it's high. Don't try to figure out when it's peaked. Just keep buying incrementally every month. Just keep buying. That's all the data points tell us on what the millionaires do. If you want to be one, that's what you do. Nobody gets hurt on a roller coaster except those that jump off mid-ride. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.